Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today's video we have a get ready with me. Of course, we're going to work. It's a get ready with me using old products and eyeshadow with a pop of color when you don't feel like really doing eyeshadow, but you want eyeshadow, but you really don't have the time to do it, but you really want it. I'm one of them people, like I always really want eyeshadow. So this is the look I was able to achieve. And if you want to see how I got this look, the products I use, all of that, make sure you keep on watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, starting off, today I'm using my Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Base Pore Diffusing Primer. It's a silky primer that blurs and smooths the complexion with a natural matte finish. I've been absolutely loving this primer lately. You know, I usually use 2 if not 3 primers, but this is the only primer that I feel like I can use all on its own without having to add an additional primer. I love the way it sits on my skin. I love the way it makes my skin feel. It just feels so nice and smooth and silky. It does exactly what it says it does. And so now I'm taking my MAC paint pot in Peachy for my smile lines. I'll put it on with a brush first, and then I'll just use my finger to warm it up so that it can melt in my smile lines, so I don't have any problem throughout the day with those. They won't crease or crack, or the foundation won't settle, or any of that. And this was a work day, so I was just getting ready for work, and the look started off really natural and simple. I had no plans of doing a whole lot, and then it just turned into me doing the most. You can't give me extra time, because I'll take that extra time and then start popping on glitter, start popping on blush, just start popping on anything, and I had no intentions of doing all of this. So I'm using my Good Apple Serum Foundation in 74. Yeah, this is 74. I wasn't a fan of the Good Apple, the Balm. Didn't like that one at all, but this one is a must-have in your collection. I used only 3 pumps. You can make it as full coverage or as light coverage as you prefer. I went for kind of like a high medium coverage today. And as you can see what 3 pumps gave me, it gave me a lot of coverage. I'm just using my Shop Miss A, one of my Shop Miss A foundation brushes to stipple it in, pat it in, not so much swipe, but stipple it in. I think this foundation gives a very natural, skin-like, without looking caked up, overly done, like makeup-y look to your skin. I was just looking at myself maybe about a month ago. My nose ring came out. I don't know if it came out while I was sleeping. I don't know when or where it came out, but I had no intentions of putting another one in or looking for it and trying to put it back in. I'm like, I'm over it. I had it for maybe 2 years. 2 years, and 2 years was enough for me. I'm like, whatever. It must be just was meant for it to come out, because I have no idea where that thing is. So I'm like, okay. And so the tiny hole is like slowly closing up or whatever. So I can't say I went through that phase of the nose ring. I don't think you're supposed to have like a nose ring for like your whole entire life. Just a little phase. That's it. Just a little phase. If I want to do one now, then I'll just do a clip on and be fine. But yeah, so as you can see, that foundation is a beautiful. It's a very skin-like, very natural looking. I didn't expect this when I purchased this foundation, only because I guess I had such a bad experience with the balm that I wasn't had high hopes for this serum. But I am so happy that I got it. I need to keep it on my desk, put it on my desk, use it more often, as with every other foundation I have in my stash. It's just so hard for me to go through these foundations, you know. To go through these foundations. I have so many. I don't have to buy any more in the next 5 years and I'll be good. I'm using my Even Better Clinique concealer in the shade 100. I think it's deep honey. No, golden. This is 100 golden. So that's what I'm using today to highlight with. Another favorite of mine. Love Clinique concealer. Love Clinique foundation. I think I just love makeup. I just love makeup. Like late at night, once I'm settled in, I'll be like looking for new makeup. What's hot? What's come out? Should I purchase it? Should I just leave it where it's at? And I lately a lot of blush has been coming out, a lot of like liquid blushes or soft blushes, but I think I have enough blush in my collection to where I'm comfortable. I don't feel like I need to purchase any more blushes anytime soon. I'm trying to think if I had like anything like, and I'm using my HUDA TANTOUR in medium. Yeah, that's what I'm using, TANTOUR in medium. I was trying to think if I had like anything in a shopping cart somewhere. But no, I don't. Not at Ulta. Not at Sephora. Yeah, not at ColourPop. I think I make up out, y'all. I think I make up out. I'll probably be good like into the holidays, until a lot of newer products start coming out, and we got some good sales going on. Because right now, no sales or anything is happening, and that's when I really like to shop, when I can get a good sale. Yeah, give me a good sale. So I'm taking the end of, or the back of, one of my Car Beauty sponges just to blend that out a little bit, and I'll spray my face with my NYX Bear With Me setting spray before blending out that concealer. This concealer I did not have to rush. And then I'm going to take, after blending everything out, and then I'll take my KVD loose setting powder. Yeah, KVD loose setting powder, only because I don't need any additional coverage. The concealer gave me the goldenness that I needed, so I didn't have to go in with like a banana or even a brighter powder to make me bright. I was comfortable with this brightness, and I love the KVD loose powder. I don't know if, oh, I just realized it. So I used the KVD foundation with the KVD loose powder. I don't know. I don't know when or how these products get hyped up, and who decides to like really push them out. Some products get pushed a whole lot. Most of them don't. That makes me wonder now. I don't know. I know I've been wanting a KVD brown. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's a brown lip liner, and I always see it when it's on sale. But when I go like to Sephora or go online to Sephora to purchase it, it's always sold out. So I think it's like a really popular one, or it could be one that they're discontinuing. But yeah, so once I put the powder on my face, I always put I think powdering is my favorite step also. I don't know, because I start off with really light-handed, and then I go powder, powder. And I make sure to catch the front of my brows, because they can tend to get just a little bit oily throughout the day. And this powder, like, it doesn't stop the oils all the way, but it gives them a good chance to survive, I should say. A good chance. One of my buddies asked if my AOA pencil, my eyebrow pencil that I used, if it rubs off or smears. No, I don't have any problem with it. It doesn't come off until I take my makeup wipe and take it off. So now I'm using my NYX Vivid Matte Liner, and I'm just creating not a wing, but just basically tracing the very top of my lashes. This is probably my third purchase of this one. I can say that this is the only liquid liner I have in my collection. So I enjoy this one, so this is what I stick with. I tried the Wet n Wild, I tried the LA color, but I found like after so many hours or by the end of the day, those two would either be peeling or they weren't like a true matte shade. And this is another item that I feel like you should not spend an abundance of money on. You shouldn't spend a lot of money on a black line. That's something you're just going to draw a black line on. So this NYX is probably $7, if not $10. It might be $10, I don't know. But I usually try to catch Ulta when they have like NYX, like buy two get one free, like one of those type of sales. Yeah, and I put translucent powder on my lids because I had no plans of doing eyeshadow at all. Right now I'm looking for my Lancome Tint Idole mascara. That's what I'll use to coat my lashes. I still haven't made it to the drugstore to try to find. Probably when I go to Walmart this weekend, I'll probably look for a mascara because this one is almost out. It wasn't nothing but like a little travel or sample size that I got from Ulta, a free gift or something I purchased. So yeah, I really need to pick up a mascara. I only like, because I like to coat my lashes before putting on falsies, so that gives them a better chance of blending with each other. Yeah. Next up is my One Size Bronze in Sculpt, and I'm going to use the top shade. The top shade is light, but it's deep enough for my complexion. The middle shade is going to be deep, and then the last shade is the darkest. Like, I probably would only use the very deep shade. Like if I wanted to do a brown eyeshadow, smoky eye look, I probably would never use that to contour because it's so deep. Patrick did his thing with these shades, because you know a lot of us brown girls have problem like really finding a right brown shade or a contour shade without it looking muddy or looking gray. And I think this is the perfect brown. You know, I love a good brown shade. I love a good brown contour shade. So next I'm taking my One Size a blush. If you see my videos lately, you probably have seen these products. Excuse me. You probably have seen these products. And I'm going very light-handed with the blush because it's very pigmented. Next, I'm going to take my, I'm showing you the Morphe brush, because remember I was talking about this brush the other day and I didn't know like where I got it from or what number it was. It didn't have a number on it, which leads me to believe that it came in a set. So it's just a Morphe powder brush that came in a set. But I'm using my MAC NW48 to set the remainder of my face. Been loving this powder lately. You will be surprised at how long I've had this MAC powder in my collection, and I just recently picked it up and really started using it. I've fallen back in love with MAC, so it's like everything in my collection I'm finding it and trying to find a reason to use it and just falling back in love with the product all over again. I need to find my Raisin blush because I know it's in my collection somewhere. I just gotta find it. Then I'll set my face with my NYX Bear With Me setting spray, my overall favorite setting spray of all times. Can't go wrong with that. In the Springs by ColourPop. Okay, this is where the makeup went from simple to why. Only because I had a little extra time and a little extra time. I just went crazy with the eyeshadow. So I'm taking the navy blue shade and smoking out my lower lash line. I will do color. I'll do brown. I'll do any type of color on my lower lash line. I very rarely do black on my lower lash line. I think that ages me, or that makes me just look just a little bit too harsh. So I'll do color but never black. And I'm just using a detail like pencil brush to smooth it out or whatever, you know, smooth it out or blend it out, whatever it's called. I'm like, I kept looking at the time. I'm like, okay, you got a little bit extra time, so why not just go ahead and do a little this, a little that, a little pizzazz. So here I'm taking the matte. It's a matte blue shade. It's like a turquoise color. So it was a matte turquoise color. Taking the same, I just wiped off that brush, and because it was so small and detailed, then I felt like I had more control over it. So I'm just taking that matte turquoise shade, and I only wanted shadow like in the inner part of my eye. So this gave me an idea on my lazy days when I want shadow, but I really don't feel like the work. I really don't feel like doing the work or doing too much. Then this will probably be the look that I will go to from now on. So I'm just taking it and like putting it in the inner part of my eyes, and then I'm going to go on top of that with this turquoise glitter shade. I just put down the matte shade because I felt like the glitter would pop more. I found like sometimes like when you put glitter down by itself, it can disappear throughout the day or be everywhere, and I just didn't have time for glitter to be everywhere that day. So now as you can see, it popped with ColourPop. ColourPop named their company the correct thing. Well, they named it ColourPop because they know what they're doing when it comes to eyeshadow. I probably can count on one hand, if not one, palette that I have gotten from ColourPop that wasn't as pigmented as I thought it was. But other than that, every palette that I've ever gotten from ColourPop has been fantastic and phenomenal. Love it. Next up, I took the brown shade paired with the orange shade, and I'm just using that and swiping that in my transition area. No shade in my outer V, just transition, just to make sure that the colors were blending as much as they could. Then I took a clean brush to just make sure that, you know, everything was blended as much as it could be. I think this just gave me a nice, flirty, fun, different type of look. It was nothing that I was used to doing, so it was fun. I love to try new things and do new things, so I enjoyed doing this look. Gosh, I just started coughing out of nowhere. So I'm taking my MAC Chestnut lip liner, you know, my new favorite go-to lip combination. My MAC lip liner in chestnut with e.l.f. Plumping Gloss in Peach Bellini and Morphe Plumping Gloss in Big Sweet Tea. I use Big Sweet Tea to trace the MAC Chestnut liner, and then I put the e.l.f. Peach Bellini Plumping Gloss in the center to give me a little brightness to the center of my lips. Love this combination. Absolutely. I don't know what made me try it that day, why I tried it, but I've been doing this ever since. Having no problem with it. So here I'm just taking that same clean blender brush to make sure the edges of the glitter or whatever, it's kind of like feathered out. So it just doesn't look like I popped a piece of glitter on the center of my lid and was done. And I'll spray and come back on the outro for you guys. Okay guys, I'm back and this is the completed work look for the day. I started off thinking I wasn't going to do any eyeshadow. Then I said I'll just do a dab of eyeshadow. I put the matte shade down first and then put the glitter shade on top from this palette, only because I really wanted the glitter shade to stick. And you know, sometimes if you put glitter down on its own, like it'll disappear throughout the day. So I took In the Tears, which is the matte shade, and I paired it with Climb Time, which is that glitter shade right next to it. So those two shades, and I think it came out cute. I had to make sure I blended the edges just so it looks like it's a transition into eyeshadow, even though it's not. And I took the brown, dark brown, and the orange shade, mixed those two together, put it in my crease so I could have a little definition. I know, right? This went from no eyeshadow to all the eyeshadow in the world. And I put the navy blue color on the bottom of my lid. Foundation. It's amazing how I do stuff. The KVD Serum Foundation. Haven't picked this up in a while. Lightweight. I love it way better than that Apple Balm foundation. I was not a fan of that. You don't need a lot, just maybe 2 pumps of this and you're good. Other than that, I think, oh, I want to talk about this. This Rare Beauty Primer. I would say, if you're new to my channel, I always use like 1, 2, if not 3 face primers. But this is the only primer that I feel like I can wear all on its own. Like, I don't find myself wanting to reach for my YSL or reach for my Elf Cookies and Dream. Like, this right here does enough for me as is. I love this primer. I'm so mad that I'm so late to the game with this primer. Yeah, that's the only primer that I absolutely don't need an additional primer to make me feel comfortable with my face being primed. That does everything. And this is how the face, skin, eyes, and all of that are looking for the work day. I promise my makeup is never the same every day. Like, my routine, the products, how I apply it always changes from day to day. So I'm not, you know, one of those people that does the same makeup look Monday through Friday. It's gonna be different. Yeah, so this is the completed look. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you share, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.